right, folks, welcome back to another episode of Off the Grid. I wanted to welcome my guest for today. We'll start with DJ Puffs, resident LA DJ out of SoCal, and my boy D-Adobe Shift out of the Bay Area. Yeah, Bay Area resident now, but from
What up,
SoCal
what
too.
up?
I'm outnumbered. What's going on? How you guys doing? How was Thanksgiving break?
Full. I'm still full.
Mm,
Too much grub.
no, no.
Yeah.
What about you, Chris? Did you guys? I'm sure you guys ate plenty.
Ate plenty. You know how you get to that point where it's like you eat and eat and eat, and I'm just like, man, I can't eat. I'm disgusted by food right now. I'm at that point, you know?
Yeah. No, I'm done. I'm gonna go eat after this.
Yeah.
What are you gonna eat though?
I'm just kidding. But I feel you though. I did feel disgusting after Thursdays.
I had 4 slices of pie, all different flavors. So yeah, I
What
felt
was
gross after it.
what was the best item on the table that they served?
Just in general and
Yeah.
on the spread.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I'm always about like, going back to the pie, like pie and ice cream, a la mode. I got a
Ooh,
sweet tooth.
ooh,
I need a
What about-
good 1-to-1 ratio.
ooh. Mm,
What about
that
you?
sounds good. What the are we just talking dessert or are we talking?
No, you pick any item. What was number one on your Thanksgiving table?
I think it's my mom. My mom's stuffing is like,
Ooh.
and it's nothing fancy. My dog is fully chewing on. Hey, stop, Kendall. Um, but yeah, stuffing where it's like she just does like celery, onion, and bacon. Like she'll
Ooh.
cook that first, and then she throws like bread that she's cut up into it with chicken broth, and it
Hey.
like it's so simple, but it's bomb.
Yeah.
All I
I
heard
love
was
stuffing.
bacon.
All day, all
Oh
day.
man, that sounds great. Oh, mine was lumpia. Shit, that's all occasions, right?
Yeah,
I was
you
like,
guys,
damn, Filipinos just bring that every party. Huh?
Well, I'm not mad.
crispy and fried.
Yeah,
There's banana lumpia. Chris, have you
Ooh.
had that?
yeah, I love that.
Turon.
Yeah, turon, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love that.
My
Oh.
mom makes these like appetizers she calls them torrenitas. She makes them like
Oh.
little. So the crunch ratio has heightened like by like 50% because they're smaller,
Ooh,
but
I like it.
and you just pop them in, man. It's deadly. Deadly.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I gotta
super
fast these next 2 days. Oh, maybe a
good.
week. Hey, I
You
wanted
know
to.
what?
What's
You
that?
know what I did though? I kind of prepared myself this year. I was like, like when you get into eating like all of this like amazing like good holiday food, right? And I didn't want to get into the pattern of wanting that. So like beforehand, I made this huge pot of like chicken soup so that I'd be forced to eat that after. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to waste it, right? So like that's what's helping me get back to like center with eating, because otherwise.
Yeah, but how long are you eating that soup for? Are you
I
done
mean, I'll
after?
be probably till like
Till
A week?
Christmas.
Damn. Yeah, I'll be getting sick of it after the second day.
Yeah, same here, but you gotta get the mileage in.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Well, we'll have leftovers, and then I'll bring it to work, and then just go buy lunch. It'll stay in the fridge. I'll work for like a week. And somebody's pissed off because somebody left something in there for like 2 months and shit.
Yeah. Who's this?
It's you.
Yeah, nah, I'm like, it's not mine. And I'll throw it away the next morning.
I'll do it.
Thank your lucky stars. Yeah, I wanted to show you guys a picture that I ran into yesterday. Let me see. Let me see if I can show you.
I feel like this is from a blast from the past is coming up here.
You see it?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That is Black Friday to a whole other level right there, man.
I was so excited when I saw it. Not excited as in excited, but I thought it was fucking hilarious.
No takebacks.
Yeah. What do you guys think about when you see that picture? I had two things in my head when I saw it in the store.
I just think that's hella funny. Like whoever did that is funny.
That's fun.
I want to like hang out with the guy that did that. Romello, did you do that?
No, I'm mad that I didn't do that.
I'm also like standing in fierce solidarity with every worker who just walked by that and was like, nah, leave it. You
Yeah,
know?
no. This will make someone's day right here. Apparently, it
Yeah,
is still.
I thought it was freaking awesome. I thought they were into that risque thing. Oh man, skin cells.
Yeah.
I said, oh, I said, damn, that's a new way to display pants.
But what did your face look like when you saw it?
I was fucking cracking up. I was cracking up. First, I thought about the '80s movie Mannequin. You know,
Yeah.
how it's like
Yeah,
mannequins, and they're like,
yeah.
okay, when nobody's there, they're moving around and fucking carrying a conversation, and when a real person walks in, they freeze.
Yeah.
But like, I
So
caught
what
this
happened
fool's,
when they
caught this fool's
they
pants
got
down.
caught in this
It
situation?
was about to get hot, and then
Yeah.
and then real people came in, and
Like,
then
is that at a what is that at a Target?
it's like a military department store, so similar to a Target. And then I gave it like about 2 loops because I was just pushing. I had cart duty. I was pushing while everybody was chopping. And then I came around and I saw 2 old ladies pulling his pants up. I said, oh. And then I can hear the old lady. She goes, that's better. Damn. I thought that was great. Risque. I think I was probably the only person laughing. Okay.
I
All right,
would have been.
I'm a killer. You know what? While I'm doing this, let me show you one last thing, and then we'll move on to the awesome topics that Dan put in. All right. One more time. Chris knows because the other day, Chris called me out. He said, "Man, I can't believe you have this picture on your digital streaming platform. Did you guys see it?
I love it.
You see that shit?
I dig it, man. What's wrong with that?
I love it. I think it's so you. That's why I was like, I love that. That's your picture.
Let me tell you about it first. You see that hat? First, I was like, let me give it a mysterious look. I said, oh, see my face, but not really see my face. And then you think that hat is tilted because it's hiding my face. It's because the hat is small. It really fit.
Like a kid's hat on.
It didn't fit on my head. Like I wanted to buy the hat because it was it just reminded me of my time living in Japan.
Yeah.
It had that tilt. That shit was small as fuck. It didn't fit around my big ass head. I was like, oh.
Well, I had that mystique look to it, but
It does, yeah.
I was about to...
But how see you got Mystique, but look at the background too. It's got fucking Venetian blinds. It has like a fucking fake ass leather chair with like catches all over it.
The pleather.
It's not cool at all. So and the day you brought it up, Chris, was the day that I changed it after how many years was it? So 2019, right when COVID hit. So about 6.
It's been up for a minute because I be checking on your page every now and again to see what's going on.
So I changed it. So it's funny that you mentioned that. I'm like, damn, I need to change that shit.
Backstory is funny though. Like, are you like slouched down like this too?
I am. I don't even know how I like took the picture.
It's like it looks like this.
Yeah, we had Riley. I don't fucking know. How about the eyes, dude? Like one eye is bigger than the other eye. Am I like trying to wink through the defense of my hand? First line of defense. Yeah.
Well, I like the position because you make like a mask with your fist because it has those 2 dips.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's like fucking the Filipino vein.
I like how we're breaking this down like it's like some like serious art piece too.
Yes,
like,
man.
like, what was the thought behind this, Romello? You know,
For choice of background, though. I get an F.
It's early aughts, Memphis Reigns.
Yeah. And why I put it up too was I just started doing music again, and I had a lot of people hit me up about like older stuff and why it's not up, and I rushed to put it on. But look at that Vincent Van Gogh piece of work. I love it. Okay, I'm sorry. All right, let me kill this. But thank you. I wanted to share that because it was just funny that Chris called me out the day that I just.
I loved it. I loved it, but I loved how you walked us through the inspiration.
The retrospective was.
That's right. Now we know how that pick came to be.
I'm gonna turn it over to y'all. I'm gonna let y'all do the work. I love the topics you guys came up.
Yeah. So I mean, like last time we got together, I thought there was just it was just so much fun, and I wanted to play off of some of those things. And we've been sharing, of course, like on our chat via IG. So I thought like one because of where we're at specifically in our kind of like the craft that we're into, but also the generations that we're also kind of like proud of. I thought what a good way to maybe prompt some things, if you will.
Dude, give me a second.
Um,
Let me close this door with all these school supplies hanging on the side.
I like it. Leave it.
Fuck.
I was wondering. I was like, "Are you in a craft room?"
he's about to bedazzle after this
Damn.
after the session.
Something looks weird.
Gonna bedazzle some black pink on his denim.
On this shirt.
That's rocking, man.
My next picture will be like this.
Stupid. Do it right now. Dazzle it right now while we talk about excellence.
And then there'll be a reveal at the end.
Yeah. I was like,
new jeans.
Something looks out of place. Oh, sorry, Dan.
Oh,
all good, man. So shall we kick it off?
yeah.
All right. So because we were talking about just kind of like what we're into, I thought, why don't we get into what we're not into and pop it off with unpopular takes? So when it comes to like, let's just say, Kendrick just dropping the album, everybody was like proclaiming it was hot immediately. But I bet there's some dudes out there who are like, I don't know if I'm really feeling this. So I wanted to dip into that kind of like feeling. So unpopular takes, maybe music that everyone likes, but maybe you don't. And it doesn't have to be music. It could be something else as well. But I thought music was a sustain it. Chris, why don't you kick us off here if you have an unpopular take to share? That the internet will set the internet on fire.
Yeah. I'm gonna have
get canceled right now.
No, totally. I was like, this is dicey because this is also something that I kind of just kept to myself, right?
Ooh. Who's gonna be the first hater?
I don't know, but I'm sure people will be like, what the fuck? I don't understand the hype behind Frank Ocean. Like, I know, no, and I know that people and like, don't get me wrong, like I like some of his music.
Yeah.
But there's like this like culty kind of like die-hard like Frank Ocean like culture, like stan culture that I don't understand the hype because it just maybe it like his music just didn't resonate with me in a way where it was just like where I was just like, oh, this is like I feel it, you know what I mean? And
is it his voice?
I think it's his voice, and I just think at a certain point, the music is just really like for me, it's like, and maybe it's supposed to be like super melancholy. You know how people like lose their minds to go see him live, right?
Oh yeah.
Like, I don't get it.
I think there's a city that he tries to build.
Okay.
Right? Like you know what I'm saying? Like the album, like the space between his albums were so long between, and then he doesn't really make a lot of appearances or a lot of public kind of like I don't know, contributions necessarily from outside of his music. So I think he's built this scarcity where everyone's just like, oh, when's Frank gonna do this? When's he gonna do that kind of thing? But I heard two things there. There's one, like you're not really into like the stan culture behind him, but also like the music's kind of meh. So there's that is that right? The combination of the two?
Yeah, absolutely. And I actually can really respect the fact I like creatively how he's kind of like counterculture, right? Like he kind of but his counterculture moves is what makes him like big too, right? To your point, right, Dan? So I think like there's a lot about how I like how he moves creatively. Like he does his own thing. Like he's unapologetic about it. Like more power to that, right? But I just think I'm just speaking maybe to his music mostly. Like I don't understand how people are like, that was such an amazing album, like I just
What about the song he did with Kendrick Lamar? How Many Drinks? Ooh, love it.
Yeah, but see, like those, like I like parts of his song. Or I like
not all of them. Yeah, right? Novocaine. Yeah, was pretty good.
I like Novocaine. The Ferrari that Ferraris I like. You know what I mean? Like so, some of his stuff like I do like, but I just don't understand the whole. Like people will lose their minds when Frank Ocean, if Frank like for Coachella, and I actually thought it was really. I was bummed out for him because after that Coachella performance, people were so hard on him, right? Like.
Is that the one he kicked the lady on stage on accident? You see that one?
I just remember everybody just kind of.
I didn't catch that.
Oh.
Huh?
I'm pretty sure it's him. Yeah. Does he? So is he on your playlist or not when you're spinning?
Not really.
Ooh.
Well, you
Sometimes, I
know,
mean,
his
I've
music is
played,
also not,
yeah, it's
it
not
doesn't get that
really,
rotation.
like I have a couple of edits that I'll play of his that have a little bit more of a energy to it, but I feel like also his music is more like you said, Dan, like it's not really,
Down tempo.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
kind of like more like a laid back lounge, maybe if
loungy.
anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see you weave it in, for some of those pieces, if anything. I can see that though. I mean, I do agree with you, and not agree with you, but in terms of like I ride with you on the side that creatively he's very like he does not really give a shit, in terms of like
Mm.
how he's kind of like coming off or putting the stuff out there, which then produces that uniqueness and that quality.
Yeah.
But I do think there is an aura that does kind of, Ro and I were talking about this before, where people just immediately validate whatever he does.
Yeah.
Right. So no one's critical. And I think that would probably irk me as well.
I think that's what it is. I think you really just hit the nail on the head because like I love Beyonce. Like
Mm.
I'm Beehive, love Beyonce, but I didn't really dig Cowboy Carter.
Yeah.
I can appreciate what it did. I can appreciate her, entry into country music, right? But did it really resonate with me? Like, was I super excited? Like, would I go see a tour if she was touring for Cowboy Carter? Probably not.
I'm behind. So she did a country album.
Yeah.
Newsflash.
What the fuck? What was that like
This is
10 years ago? How long ago did she do a country album? Damn.
Last year.
Cowboy Carter? Wow.
yeah.
Was it
I'm not
like
gonna lie to you.
attached to a movie?
I'm gonna roll on this one. I haven't heard it yet.
I'm
Yeah,
fucking like.
Don't
heard
forget,
that?
this
Listen
is
to
a
it?
reflection of the time we're in. We all listen to and consume different things in different times now. We're no longer in that like center of gravity, like 90s kind of like culture.
Yeah, I'm
So
still
it's all
stuck
good.
on Beyonce "Cater to Me" or "Cater." I think. You know that
Cater
song?
to you.
Cater to.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, cater
That's
to
a
me.
long.
Huh?
That was
I said
like,
cater to me. Huh? Yeah. No. Damn.
Close enough.
and I think you said that's the point. It's like this blind, like it's so wonderful, where like still not. Like even with artists that I love, I listen with a critical ear. Yeah.
Yeah.
My last one that like I really hate Christmas music.
What?
This is done. We're done.
Like Christmas carols or when
All of it.
Yeah. Expand.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. And I feel like as I've gotten older, I'm just like, like how people will start playing Christmas songs. Like,
Is it
Yeah.
because it starts earlier now? Like what you were talking about, like what Ro was saying, like puts up the stuff on October? Because retail, I feel like they just skip Thanksgiving after
they
Halloween.
do.
Yeah. It's to make more money. Yeah.
Yeah. So was that a part of it? Because it just kind of comes in like so early?
I don't know if like my frame on the holidays has shifted as I've gotten older. Like, it's like, like I think it's great when we're kids because we're into that whole Santa, all that shit, right? But like it's a stressful time. Like, like families trying to gather. Like I think about the parents, that I used to teach, right? And it's like the stress of trying to buy Christmas gifts or
Yeah.
feeling like you're letting your kids down if you can't afford certain things. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like even like figuring out childcare, like for families, like when during winter break,
Yeah.
working family. Like I just think about like it's like maybe like I said, maybe it's just as I've gotten older, I've gotten kind of like the holidays are like,
Yeah, just
you know?
more
And
aware of
that
other
and
families.
Jingle Bells is now triggering that for you.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah. Not one. You don't like I'll give you one. What about the Boys to Men Let It Snow song? Oh, nice. Have you heard it?
yeah.
Yeah, man.
Really good
That's on my playlist right now, but just before I jumped on.
But even Alvin in the Chipmunks Christmas album puts you in a bad mood.
The
I
best.
don't think it puts me in a bad mood. I like
I
it.
Why
gotta
do
get
you
something for
hate
you.
Christmas, Chris?
This
It's
is
in your
Chris-
name. Chris.
No.
Must.
This is Chris's song. I got one for you.
It doesn't put me in a bad mood. I just hate it. Like
Okay, yeah.
I got a good
It's the
song for
bane of
you.
my existence.
You ever heard this song? She's a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
I mean, okay.
I'm lying.
That's a storytelling song right there.
Yeah, it is. That's a storytelling song.
Oh, you're right. There's certain songs too. I'm probably tired of Mariah Carey's Christmas song.
I hate that song.
Yeah, that one's wild.
Yeah. I hope that song can die.
That is hilarious.
All right. Well, now I will be thinking of you as I'm bumping my Spotify Christmas playlist.
Your Frank Ocean Christmas carols.
Frank Ocean's Christmas Carol. That will be on vinyl at your doorstep if once that comes out.
Wish list. All right, Dan. What about you, man? Who's on your list?
All right. So unpopular takes is the community is about to turn me off at some point, and this would probably be the moment. Not a okay. I love the 90s hip hop, of course, in general, but there were just certain things where I was like, I love this song, but I'm not really feeling the lyrics. Not a big Guru guy, honestly. I love I love Gangstar as a duo and the music as a whole, but sometimes I'm like, I mean, I think Guru could have spent a little more time on that verse.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a little.
Romello needs to catch his breath. Look,
I'm hurt. I told Dan. I saw the notes and I was like, Guru, what the? Hey, no, hey, man, you totally entitled. I'm quite surprised, man.
Just not on my favorites. You know what I mean?
Fair.
I think maybe it's because of the background when we were like getting into it at first and we were younger. Complicated, rhyme patterns and schemes and whatnot. And Guru was kind of part and packaged with the genre of like independent hip hop in the scene.
Yeah.
And he would come in and I'm just like not a big fan of the voice or like the the writtens in this video. Now, like just to save myself a little bit here, as Chris was saying with Frank, I do enjoy a lot of like some of the things he did, but in general, again, I would not have him as on my favorites. And also not a big Tupac guy. Shoot, kill me. I don't know. I'm not a big Tupac guy either.
Yeah. So. No, I'm trying to think.
It's
no,
okay,
because I remember. I know.
I will be alone on this island. It's totally fine.
No.
I feel you. I'll join you. I'll roll with you on Tupac. Like, Jesus. I think there are certain. No, I know. Ramel's about to like. But like in that,
he's crying right now.
He's like, I hate this podcast.
Yeah. I wasn't prepared to lose 2 friends today.
Unfollow.
He's like, what was I thinking? I hate it here.
We should have prepped these topics. No, I'm curious.
Yeah.
I mean, I like some of Tupac's music. Like Ambitions as a Writer is one of my life anthems. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like I like specific songs of Tupac.
Yeah.
But if I'm being real honest, in that era, I like a lot of what was coming out of the East Coast. Like, you know what I'm saying? I like Biggie's shit better than Pac's.
Yeah. You guys just don't. So I think it's you don't see him in your top 5 or top MCs. I mean, you certainly respect the craft, right?
Sure.
I think again it goes to the whole the topic of this conversation. Like, what's more of a popular kind of opinion, and what maybe we don't necessarily ride with. So, yeah, man. Like when I was prepping for this segment, I was like, dude, just admit it, man. You don't like Guru. Just like,
yeah. Don't make yourself.
Yeah, and respect. The guy did so much awesome work and for the scene itself and built it up, and like God rest his soul, of course.
Yeah.
That's what made it even harder. I'm like, dude, you gonna disrespect this man? like
yeah.
No disrespect.
No, that's all good.
I picked 2 good MCs.
Oh. No, I feel you. Chris brought up a good point. I just when I have to compare Tupac and Biggie, I'm more of a Biggie fan for many other reasons. I felt guilty for the longest time. I was like, I'm from the West Coast and I should ride with the West. And they got me with that. But no, as I got older, I was like, I just dig Biggie more. His delivery and
oh yeah, man.
Yeah, all good.
What's your unpopular take, Ramon?
It's closer to yours. I know a lot of people love Maxwell and D'Angelo. I know they.
Ooh.
Yeah, Chris is hurt. Chris is hurt. Chris is hurt. Sexy D'Angelo, huh?
Ro doesn't like sexy.
I do. I do. Oh,
Well, based
yeah.
on the
So
mannequin, you do. No.
yeah. So I don't know what it is. Like there are songs that they do that I really enjoy,
So when this
but
song comes on, like, how do you feel?
it's not like the first song that I'll hit the playlist. But
So this reminds me of a story that Rose shared with me a while back, where slow jams, right? Maxwell and D'Angelo, you would if you were to make a slow jam or burn a CD for that friend that you liked, you would maybe throw some tracks like that on the playlist.
that messaging.
You know what's funny is I've done last year. I did a slow jam battle with Fat Chick, who's from the
Oh, yeah, yeah.
yeah. So Fat Chick's a good friend of mine. We have a monthly party, and so last year Fat Chick and I did a slow jam battle on Valentine's Day, right? I didn't play any Maxwell or D'Angelo
D'Angelo.
because I think in me in my head, slow jams are more of like for me that's a little bit like that goes neo soul, which isn't I don't know. Like for me, it's not necessarily
Yeah,
slow
yeah.
jam. Like for me, like
You're right.
slow
Tevin
jam.
Campbell.
So
You're
yeah,
right.
slow jam like Tevin Campbell,
Yeah.
all cried out. You know what I'm saying? Like all like like different types of R&B. So I
No,
feel
you're
like
right. It's like it was a change from what we consider slow jams as 80s, 90s baby to neo
yeah,
soul, right? The Angie Stone of that time
Scott,
period.
it was making that
Yeah, yeah,
turn,
exactly.
right? And I don't think so. So it was
Uh,
when I think about what I played, yeah, that wasn't a slow jam.
yeah, you're right. And maybe that's just my ear that just kind of leans towards like the older kind of stuff, and I just
I
wasn't
just
wasn't
I just
transitioning.
imagine a row like taking a big sip when like that song comes on and everyone's like, oh, yeah. He's like, like.
Fucking scratching my head and shit.
So I was gonna say that the slow jam tape story that wrote shared with me. He had told me there was a girl that was winning over his affections and he wanted to do something nice. So Ro builds this slow jam tape, but it was all Wu-Tang tracks that
Oh,
he then relabeled. He then relabeled as like slow jams. So what were some of those titles again?
oh, I can't take credit. That it's a story about my friend. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, he made a slow jam tape for his girl, and so I think they were, I mean, they had a good, funny relationship, man. Always joking, but she asked for one, and then I think the song one of them was "Kill an Army." It's called "Wake the Fuck Up," and then he changed the title to "Waking Up Next to You." Right?
That's so
That
that's so good, dude.
was great, and so he
So
did that.
funny.
Yeah,
I'd
that
pay
was
good
probably
money
like
for that.
98, 99. Yeah, and he did that for the whole tape. I thought that was freaking brilliant.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, I wish I could take credit for that. That was me. That was good,
Oh man.
dude. Well, hey, who's hot right now? Who you guys feeling?
Okay. On the other side of the coin, good one, good
Yeah.
one. Chris, why don't you take the first bet?
Man, I feel like
Mm.
I gotta go with Kendrick, like right now. Like
Oh,
that GNX album for me, I mean, and I'm looking for something to not like about Kendrick, right? Because I do love him, but I also want to be critical of his music still, right?
yeah.
I think that album was just it was like a mixtape, you know?
Mm.
And I think that was pretty amazing. I think what's hot right now, I think LA has had a good year, man. I think Absol's album, I
Yeah.
think was solid. Doechie's album was great. So I just think that LA is kind of having, Vince had an album this year too. And I just think it's neat to see I mean I'm in LA, so I think it's neat to see these artists get their shine and just put out good music,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So I think for
Good.
me that's been but Kendrick I think has had an incredible year.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's
I like what
killing.
you
He's
said
killing.
too about because he kind of falls under what we've been talking about in our last segment about like he gets the popular vote pretty quickly. So it's like he drops something and a lot of folks will be like, oh, it's super hot, whatever, and without, and you don't want to necessarily gravitate toward like their opinions, right?
Um,
But that album definitely deserves like deep listening because it is. It's pretty dope. Like just like all of the different dimensions that he puts into it.
It's deep. Like that man in the garden, like I had to stop because there's a couple parts where he just goes in, and even in
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta
that,
give it a look into this, and I'm like a couple tracks in, and I really dig it
and
too.
not like this isn't even on that album, which is wild, you
Mm.
know.
Yeah, Reincarnation was a good song, and I like
Oh
the
yeah, that
incorporation
one.
of the mariachi singer as a interesting story too as well.
And
Um,
I think too, he really did a lot to reflect LA, right? So he did a lot on this album and bringing in like Latino culture,
yeah,
and
yeah,
having them rep too, and which I just think there's so many layers to his stuff. Like if you just keep digging, like you find other layers, right? And I think to your point, to what you're saying about Frank Ocean being a little bit like elusive, like Kendrick kind of has that same kind of vibe. So so he dropped the album last week, right?
Hmm.
And so I was having dinner with a friend on this Monday, right? And he goes, "Look," and it's a picture of Kendrick, right? Mind you, he drops GNX. The world hasn't heard a statement from Kendrick at all, right? We haven't heard from him, right? It's a picture of Kendrick sitting in the row in front of her, and he's there watching his kids like a community theater performance, and they're
oh,
both of their kids happen to be in that, and it's like, I think for me that's where Kendrick gets us sometimes, is that he's human. Like, we haven't heard a peep from him, but he's gonna slide to his kids' performance.
Hmm.
And so I think on so many levels,
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, that's some wild shit, like the
That's so
world
dope to
is like
see.
spinning. Like, what is he
Right,
up
right.
to?
He's like,
yeah,
I'm just living.
yeah.
Yeah,
And J. Cole is pretty similar to that too as well. He's always caught outside just doing his thing, and that's why I think I like J. Cole a lot too.
I
He
like
was,
J.
yeah, he was what you guys hear about when he was like surfing the internet on YouTube and he found just a beat, J. Cole type, and then he puts a song to it and sends it back to the guy on YouTube who produced the beat. I thought that was fucking cool too when he did. So yeah, dude explodes, man. So yeah, similar to Kendrick. Yeah, Kendrick's hot right now. I love everything he's doing. And I'll tell you too. I had to get used to his voice too.
Yeah.
So I had to learn to grow and like Kendrick Lamar stuff and appreciate it. Yeah, I saw him
It's interesting
perform.
you say that
Yeah.
because when I was listening to James the first time, Jeremiah had sent it to me, and then
Mhm.
our mutual bud, and like I felt like he really doesn't. He kind of leans into his voice in
Yeah,
in an authentic way.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like I almost feel like the first track, he kind of just even goes even further into it. Like he doesn't try
mm.
to sound like a rapper, if that makes sense.
Yeah, sure.
And I think he just, he's very comfortable with his own vocalics, if you will.
Yeah.
I was listening to Section 80. I was like introducing my son to it, and like just I almost felt like he embraced his own voice more in his
Yeah,
more recent work. Which I mean, I don't know if that's the case, just but I just noticed that the like the tonality or whatever it is, when you said that, Ro,
yeah,
it just felt like it was even more himself or unfiltered in some way.
yeah.
But the writing, I think on this album is what's getting me. Like Reincarnation, like I'm just like, damn,
Yeah.
like
Like that
that kind.
whole, oh,
Yeah,
like
his delivery.
he like rewrote like Lucifer's story, right? Like that,
Mm.
that whole conversation where he's going back and forth, like, like I was just like, I mean, I pulled over and I stopped and I listened to that part because I was just like, this is like, you know what I mean?
I
Yeah,
gotta get
yeah,
the
for
list.
sure.
To your point.
Yeah, I'm impressed with the first couple albums, and I just like everything he's doing. The surprise show, and then yeah, and then the surprise album. That was great. Yeah, it's exciting that he's going to be performing at the Super Bowl. I think.
Yeah, they tapped him for the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
He's not rolling with the crew with Dre and Snoop this time
yeah,
in
yeah. I
LA.
wonder who it'll bring out. I know there was like big funk because Little Wayne was not invited, or was doing it in New Orleans, right? I saw that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so, yeah.
But
I don't know. Maybe he comes out. Great, he came out as a surprise guest. But he dope, man.
Ro, what are you feeling right now, man?
Two in particular that stick out. One is Moral Beats. So Moral Beats is a crew out of the Philippines, and they've been the producer, the main guy, has been doing it for a while. I know he's been a mainstay in Filipino hip hop, but starting to go really global. If you haven't seen him, you need to look him up. And so He's got 2 daughters that rap too that are really good, and they've been blowing up all over the internet. But the music is really good. A lot of it's in Tagalog, and the girls can go back and forth between Tagalog and English. But phenomenal. The music they're making is great, and it's got an old sound, and just lyrically, it's great, man. So it's good to see coming out from other parts of the world. Everybody,
Yeah, man.
as it should. So check him out. And then there's a guy from New York that I really like. His name is Bobby J. He goes by Bobby J. Rockaway. Really dope. Probably one of my favorite rappers at the moment. Super sick. He just put out an album called Higher. He did it with Dirty. He's got some great features on it, but he lyrically, like, his pen is sharp, man. Yeah, you should check him out. Bobby J from Rock. So he's got some great.
I like that new Memphis Reigns album too.
Ooh, thank you. Nah.
Can we talk about that? Can we?
Real quick,
yeah. What I want to know, because I saw you post. So like, Dan, did you like? Were you guys working on like some of this creatively together? Like, I want to know, like, what.
Yeah. So Nablonsky is an amazing German producer. He's really hot in the scene right now. He's doing a lot of remixes for a lot of different artists around, and just really high demand. And so I met him through a mutual friend that worked with him too. And we had gotten together just talking about doing one of his remixes. And so I think we got along real well. We were talking online, and so we were like, "Hey, man, let's go ahead and do an EP." And so we had done that, and it was kind of cool too. Was that I had a trip to Germany earlier this year for work, and yeah, unfortunately, it didn't work out. We had planned on trying to connect in Berlin to do a music video to one of the songs, but just good dude, man. I just got along with him, and our humor is the same. And just the way that we work and do music, we have a mutual respect for music, right? You get his beats, and he love my stuff. Yeah. So great, it just worked out, man. And Hell's Kitchen, which is not, it's funny, right? Like not, something I would really normally call an album, but I tried to call the album. So you guys know, right? Dirk Nowitzki. It's from Germany, so I wanted to flip it, right? I wanted to call it Dirk Nowitzki. It's like, there's no way, dude. Your songs are too serious to call it Dirk Nowitzki. I said, damn, you're right, man. And so good dude, man. But Hell's Kitchen, man. Thank you. We got some great responses, and I certainly enjoyed it.
Yeah, man. All streaming platforms. Go check that shit out.
Yeah. But what did you help with the 2 down? Like, did you?
I mean, I have a contribution because it was a track that Ro and I did a while back, and Ro is like, he's like my bridge to like still making music. He's always inviting me out to do some kind of collabo, so I'm much appreciation there. And just it was a pretty dope thing to see the track kind of remixed to Noblancy's flavor. I mean, the guy, like Ro was saying, man, like he's the artistry, the composition, like he's a dope composer in that sense. So I'm like, I was super happy and like blessed to feel part of the project in that regard. And I didn't have to do too much necessarily because it was an older project. But yeah, man, I'm loving it. It's been on like steady rotation.
It's great.
Right here.
Yeah, you got the album. Yeah, hell yeah. Sweet.
Yeah, I actually, just so you know, I posted it, I shared it on Instagram, and a few of my friends have hit me up and been like, "This is fire."
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
I can get you a copy next time.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Well, good. What about you guys? Who else are you guys listening to? I'm curious. Educate.
So Chris had mentioned Fat Trick earlier, just in terms of like, she mentioned that as a compadre of hers, but his boy Bamboo. If you see someone stealing food, you didn't know you didn't. That album is crazy, man. It's like I think it's just so timely for like where we're at right now. It's just, the climate here in the States and what's going on.
A new one, right? You're talking about the new one he just dropped, right?
Yeah, that album is so good. And man, talk about wearing like, your heart on your sleeve and like, opening up like what's going on with you into your music. Yeah, I think it's a good example of that. And in the same cohort of beat rock, I've always been liking what G Yamazawa's been doing as of recently. A Japanese artist from North Kakalaka.
I like his stuff.
It's just
Yeah.
He popped off a new single recently too, and it was about like his family story, running a restaurant and just kind of like
Yeah,
what experience was like, as a, child of an immigrant family, and
yeah. North
the
Carolina.
way he describes, like the perspectives of his family members and like himself is pretty dope in that particular track.
Yeah, he's super
So
good. Yeah,
yeah,
He's
Bam is
I've been
good.
loving that, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
he's a,
both those guys. You introduced me to Bamboo, probably in the '90s too. See that self-untitled album. What's the first
Yeah.
introduction to his work?
Bamboo's so dope. Yeah.
He's really talented. Yeah, he's a good writer. So it's good to see that he's dropping stuff. And Yamazawa was great. And I mean, I was following him before he even joined the rock camp. And yeah, he's impressive.
Yeah, the progression of like G Yamazawa's work, I think he's what, like three LPs now. Just like all of them are dope in their own right, but you just like as an arc, it's been dope to see like how his work's been changing. And I go back and forth, maybe four actually, I forget, but anyhow, check it out on Spotify too for folks out there who isn't familiar with the work. But all like crazy stuff, masters of the craft.
Yeah, I think it's
Um,
you mentioned North Crack. Have you heard that song, that North Crackle? I think it's North Crackle. I can't remember the name of the
Yeah,
song.
that's on
Yeah,
bank.
but the way
Yeah.
that they shot the video too was great. It looked like one of those one take videos where
Mm,
yeah.
yeah, he killed it, and the other two guys were awesome. Yeah,
mm.
also I
I was
got
gonna
check the info.
share I was gonna share something else that wasn't music related. Just
Yeah.
Jennifer Wolford, I think that's her name. She's got an art display coming out in SF MoMA in homage to Victoria Manalo Drave's 100th birthday. The illustration work is dope. If you're not familiar with her work, pretty good stuff. And just the retrospective of Victoria's life.
Mm.
She was a gold medalist for the Philippines in the late 40s, I want to say. And it's pretty cool. Just like, there's like almost like a comic book quality, but it's
Mm.
very spaced and minimalist at the same time. So it kind of sucks you in. So that's another one I'd recommend checking out as well.
Yeah. What, do you recall what sport? I missed it up.
Oh, so she was a Olympic diver.
Oh wow. Cool.
Yeah. Wolford's illustrations, she really plays onto these cool hues and frames Victoria in like these open spaces where it's almost like confrontational and like
Mm.
maybe speaking to her, I don't know, being out of element in some cases,
Mm.
because of being a Filipino in the Olympics, in a sport where, we're still not represented in so many different like competitions or events, to say the least. But for her to do it at that time period, the way she creates space around her and frames her in these compositions, and then also does these like different panels where she crops in a little bit on her illustration work. I liked it a lot. Like again,
Mm.
I'm a
Yeah.
comic book kind of head too, and I felt like it had some elements working into it. It's not like paint relief, whatever. It looks like ink and color work.
Yeah.
But I'm not exactly sure what the mediums were. But it was
She
dope.
based out of the
Check
Bay?
it out.
Where's she from? The artist?
I think she is out here in the Bay because she
That's
does a
cool.
lot of work for like the local museums in here, or has
Oh,
been doing a lot of contributions for like San Jose Museum of Art.
nice. Yeah,
And like I
shoot
said,
me a link, bro. Yeah.
yeah, December 6th is when the show opens up, and there's going to be an event around it. So I can shoot you the link for that as well because my cousin's going to help organize it.
Oh.
Yeah. Is it a so it's a display? Is it a standing display from the 6th to the end of the year or
I
how
believe
long?
so. It might even go longer. It's an
Oh,
exhibition
good.
at the SF MoMA. Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
Wow, that's
Perfect
amazing.
timing. I'll be back, man. Yeah.
Oh yeah, check that out, dude.
Need
Yeah.
something cool to see. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
bet Riley, Joel would love, checking out her story too.
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks for the recommendation. I appreciate it.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, is
All
that
right.
hip hop museum thing still up in LA too as well? I thought it was like some sort of like tribute to hip hop
There's
display.
one. I think the Grammy Museum still has theirs up.
Oh, is that's what it is? Yeah. I
Yeah,
remember people like
thank
taking some
you.
cool pictures and yeah, seeing some stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I peeped a couple of again, like not music related, but art related.
Hmm.
So I actually went to two exhibits this month.
Nice.
Both Japanese American artists.
Hmm.
But I think to your point, like about what the artists that you're speaking of, Dan, like for me, it's exciting to see like AAPI creatives, right? Like and those stories that are being told, right? So I think the first one was like pretty interesting is Greg Ito has an artist by the name of Greg Ito has a exhibit at the Long Beach Museum of Art, and it's just amazing. It really speaks to resilience,
Mm.
chapters closing and opening, and just it just felt really good to
Hmm.
see, like, you know what I mean, like a Japanese American man like being featured at the Long Beach Museum of Art.
Oh yeah.
You know what I
Is it
mean?
an older collection or is it modern art? Like he's doing it right
It's
now?
modern. It's
Okay.
just, it's modern, like mostly like
Nice.
acrylic, but like a couple of sculptures. But I thought that was amazing. And then I went to go see the opening gallery for another artist named Audrey Kawasaki.
Yeah.
And that was out in La Brea,
Mm.
and like a ritzy kind of like trendy ass part of LA and a trendy ass gallery. And I was like, and it was packed, on her opening.
Nice.
And I was just like, this is so dope to see another Japanese American woman creative, right? Doing her
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Like, and I mean, like her like, red dots next to all the paintings, that most of them that were up. So, which means she sold a ton of shit,
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. And like her work is selling for over, like, I mean, there's like pieces that are like $20,000. You know what I'm saying? Like, so,
Damn.
no, so I was just like,
Yeah.
just like it's inspiring to see other creatives like out there doing it, like that look more like us.
Yeah. No, man, when they're in these spaces, I think it's so key to like I make sure I make it a point to like bring my kids to see this because
Yeah,
I want them to know like, yeah, it's like this is it's, I want you to see yourself in these spaces
of course,
that
Sure.
you can do this. It's accessible to our folks and our communities. And so
of
yeah,
course.
man. So what kind of work, by the way, like how would you describe the last artist work that you had mentioned?
Audrey, so hers is interesting. It's a lot of, it's like, it almost feels like psychedelic.
Oh, nice.
I'm not well versed in art speak at all. So I'm just talking about what it made me feel, right? So it felt very like psychedelic, but a lot of focus on like human anatomy, like the structures of the body,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
The exhibit is called Visceral. So I mean, it literally is very much of a visceral feel
Yeah, yeah.
um to the body, to the way it relates to like plants, lots of mushrooms, like, you know what I mean, like it was just super interesting. But I think it's just the technique and just what she's able to bring to life, where it goes from psychedelic to realistic,
See.
uh, is pretty sick.
Yeah.
And a lot of her canvases were like on art on wood, which
Yeah.
I thought was really interesting. So,
Oh, that's dope.
but with
Yeah.
her paintings, like, or with her work, you can see like the wood grain come through behind all of it. So it gives
Oh,
another organic dimension to it too, right? So it was just I was moved. I was
Yeah.
like,
are
like
they from Cali also, or are they from out of
both
state?
are from LA.
Yeah. Wow.
LA. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Just share that.
If
Oh man.
if you got 20,000 too, you could pick a piece up, you know?
Yeah, right? I was looking at one of her pieces that was like less, and I was like, oh, of course it's gone.
What do you got? What do you got for 50 bucks?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
You got to print. You got to print. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Can I
I
get some
got print.
you got postcards?
Yeah.
Or you got to take a selfie with the painting. Yeah. I don't know if you can do that, but they allow you to take selfies with the paintings. I know they're very sensitive to flash work, right? You sneak a picture in.
I mean, I think lots of people take pictures
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure.
from Amazon.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you're trying to like, line it up like nice and like tight.
Okay.
Make my own print.
Yeah, yeah. Oh shit. Man, that's awesome, man. Yeah, I'll have to check the one out in the Bay Area just because yeah, I'll be close by. That sounds really cool. Damn, super, super cool, man. Well, yeah, what else do you guys have planned for the rest of the year? Anything good or you guys staying local, Cali area? Any plans?
I'll be going down south for family. Like we usually like me and my wife has family up here, so we alternate. So
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to coming down and maybe checking out some of the shows that Chris was mentioned in LA.
yeah.
And my sister, she actually works for the LA History Museum of History. that right?
Yeah.
Oh,
So she does a lot of like installations and
oh,
design work for the spaces.
Awesome.
Oh, sorry, Natural History Museum. That's
actually,
what it is.
yeah, that's a
Ah,
big
you see.
Yeah,
deal.
yeah, yeah.
NHM is a big deal. Yeah.
Yeah, so she's been working it for quite a bit now, and then she's very in tune with a lot of the other curators in the
Yeah.
other museums.
Yeah.
So yeah, check that out. It's gonna be
Yeah,
fun.
I'm a member there. At the NHM.
Nice.
Wait, Dan, where did you grow up?
I grew up in LA, so I was born
Where?
and raised in the 818.
Hmm.
Oh,
Sorry, no, born in the 213 in I forget what hospital it was, but I was in Old Filipino Town area
yeah, yeah,
is where I was
yeah,
born.
yeah,
Like Rampart-ish, like that's where
yeah,
my
yeah,
grandma
yeah,
was.
yeah,
At that OG Tommy's Burgers right there.
yeah.
That's my grandma's house. So I was born in that area, and then my family eventually moved out to San Fernando.
Valley.
So I grew up and then I was raised in the 818,
Mhm.
and then that's before I met y'all before moving to
Oh,
Santa Cruz.
Hey,
Yeah.
no plans to move back to SoCal, Bay
Oh,
Area.
we've talked about it a lot. Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
was just what we were talking about on the thread with our homies last night. We were just like talking, like Billy and Brian are trying to recruit everyone to go down there again.
Yeah.
So
oh, Billy and Brian.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah,
Hey,
those
that is such
guys.
two different vibes. Yeah. I don't know. I've never experienced living in LA, but yeah, we'll see. Yeah.
I
That sounds
mean,
crazy.
they can't beat the weather,
yeah,
right,
Yeah.
Chris?
No, it doesn't get as cold, huh? Compared to the Bay Area.
No, it's
We
a
got
little
the
bit
water. You
higher.
guys,
But I mean, at night it can get cold, but that's how it goes. But yeah,
yeah.
I got love for LA and from what it was and like what it's turning into. So, it'd be a new city for me, quite frankly. Like, because
Yeah.
when I move back, I would have like a kind of a different frame of mind. Because
yeah.
whenever I visit, it's always like refamiliarizing myself with the space.
Too late, man. You're bayed out already, huh?
Yeah, dude, I'm like, this is my roots. I raised some babies out here.
Yeah. Shoot, man. Well, a lot of family parties getting ready to happen, dude, and you got a lot of interaction with the young folks. And then I mentioned, or you mentioned about all the slang that they're using these days, huh? Very
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I can't mess with some of the stuff they've been saying. You guys, are there any in particular that you guys hear that just don't make sense to you guys?
Chris, wait. Anything that you hear? I got a few. I got kids, so I could
Yeah, you
Yeah.
got
definitely
kids, so
answer
you
them.
know. But like for me, I like it's funny. Like I don't understand no cap.
I have the right
I
on
know
my
that
doc.
was you did, and that was one. That was the one that I was thinking of because I was like because I think about I listen right and I watch right, and it's just like I don't understand when you deliver how to use no cap correctly.
It means no lie, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Does
Which
it?
threw me off because I'm like, I thought of it in the context of like, you capping on that dude, like
Yeah,
making fun of somebody,
yeah, me
right?
too.
Oh, okay.
That's how we use that, at least from what I recall.
No
Like,
lie.
but like no cap, man. Like, yeah, I was just kind of when I heard it, I was like, what do you mean by that? Like,
Yeah.
what commentary are you doing here? I
Yeah.
was like, I felt like an archaeologist trying to like figure something out.
Yeah. It's weird to me. It's funny. And Skibbity, you guys hear Skibbity?
That was weird too. I've heard
That one's so
Skippy.
weird. That one's the weirdest to me.
I don't
Yeah.
understand how to use that one either. I feel so old saying this.
I say Skibbity over there. What's that?
Let me ask AI real quick how to use it.
Yeah.
Put it in a sentence.
I think it's a good thing, though, right?
Skibbity? No skibbity?
I don't. Man, it's a bunch.
Like, how do you translate Skippy? What's the meaning?
No, you might have to AI it. You got your phone.
Urban Dictionary? Anyone?
Urban Dictionary. Urban Dictionary saved my life a lot of times.
I've been able to harness mid. Like that's kind of
Okay, yeah, I could do mid. Yeah.
I think my barber and I were talking about this the other day. Like we felt like vibes was very transferable. Like digging the vibes because that's a very popular
Oh, is that
use
what
of
they're
the
using?
term.
They're using that one?
I think vibes is just very is used pretty frequently, right? Like
Yeah.
catching the vibes, just the right vibe, things like that.
Yeah,
So I
good
feel like
vibes.
that. I feel like they made a really good like contribution to the lexicon of slang with that because it is like I think it's a cross generational.
Yeah.
At least we could pick it up easier. Um, I Riz, that's another one. Like I was trying to get.
Riz.
Oh, that one
That's like
I got that one easy. Yeah.
yeah,
Charisma, right?
yeah,
I was like,
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
got tons of Riz.
The Riz, baby.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
always
I
say
think
that.
ours would have been like, I got game, right?
Yeah,
They would be like, I got Riz.
yeah, I like that one. The
Yeah.
Riz, the Rizzler. If you got a
What's
lot,
that?
if you got,
Rizzler.
I hear that too. If you got a lot of Riz, you're the Rizzler. Yeah. But my daughter, she gets mad, when I'm using all the slang and stuff in front of her friends. We were out yesterday, and I was using all these slang words. Oh man.
What
And
other what other slang words were you using?
what's that? Oh, Riz, skibbity. I'm probably using it fucked up too. And I tell her like, oh, you can't fucking stand it. Your dad is hip, huh? Ah.
Like I hate it here.
Yeah, exactly. Like, Dad. Riz on,
Bro,
Riz on.
I feel
Use it
like
wrong.
bro is like the new dude. Hey, what up, dude? It's like, what up, bro?
Oh,
Bro,
yeah.
you can't be doing that.
I hear that.
Bro is just kind of like a staple.
I miss the old slang. I still use old slang. Dope, sick.
Yeah. My dad
I
says that's the bomb.
still use that once in a while.
My dad latched on to the bomb quite a bit. He still does that. I love it.
Yeah.
And he doesn't say that's the bomb. He's like, that's bomb.
Ooh, he got it right.
Yeah.
What does it mean when you go to the bathroom and you say, I'm about to blow this shit up? You know what that means?
Yeah. It could be dicey on the plane, but you're also giving
Yes.
fair warning.
I love it, man. No, I always go back to this article of a man that got arrested when he was in the bathroom at the airport. And he goes, I'm about to blow this shit up. And they got arrested. Somebody, somebody called it in.
We got a serious situation over
He
here.
was just trying to take a dump, man. Okay,
Danger.
call the cops. I feel you. I'm about to blow this up. Sorry.
Hey,
Not
it was
about-
a threatening situation.
It
Either way
was.
you slice it.
Yeah.
Life
I think
witness.
I still say that shit is bomb. Yeah. How about fleek?
Yeah, man.
You say fleek? I don't say.
I could never adopt it. I'm not even completely sure what it means still.
Those
On fleek, right? Or something like that?
I
It's
never
on
did
fire? This is a whole episode onto itself.
I know.
We
Yeah.
could-
I'm still stuck.
It's a Google session. That's what we should do next time.
Yeah.
Urban Dictionary sponsored. We should get the show sponsored by Urban Dictionary. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, no cap. That was a good one too.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
speaking of being kind of like trying to stay into the trends and keeping up with the
Yeah.
what's going on in the new. I was actually curious. I wanted to chat with you guys in terms of I think technology, is quite a river kind of like moving, especially nowadays. Like it just kind of gets faster and faster and faster in terms of
Mhm.
what's in, what's out, or what gets introduced gear wise, software, whatever it is. But I'm curious with you two, how has like your creative process been impacted with like recent changes, around technology? I mean, Chris, you're a DJ. I mean, the gear
Yeah.
has been evolving constantly. Row recording gear, software usage, whatever. I'd imagine like it's hard to escape, I guess, right?
Yeah, you got kind of have to embrace it, right? I'm really enjoying AI right now, and not even just for music, for work, right? It's super useful. When I'm trying to compress something that I need, I look with the assist with that. And we talked about recording software too, editing some of the footage, and gave me the man hours that I used to go through dead space. Yeah, I'm just trying to embrace it too, and even the art stuff. You guys use any of the art generators? There's
Yeah,
AI
like
platforms where
Runway
you
and
tell, yeah, it's amazing. You
yeah.
say, hey, draw this, and puts together an instant cover. So, yeah,
AI, give me 16 bars on what it's
oh,
like
I
to.
know. I heard it can do that too as well. Yeah,
you should rap battle on writtens.
Dude, man, it's impressive. Yeah. What about you guys? You guys use any of that stuff?
I've been using it for sure. I mean, I just got it's always kind of like it's there, so I want to understand like what it
Yeah.
can do first off, right? And then I definitely have injected it into my process in different ways. You said on the generative side.
Yeah.
I actually use it more on the language side, just to like I'm not a writer by trade necessarily.
Okay.
but I try to like structure my ideas out quicker in terms
Mm,
of like if I try to do like a lot of LinkedIn posts just for like my professional work.
sure.
So I'm not a natural writer, so I'll just kind of like bullet out like my thoughts, get it in a structured form, and then edit the heck out of it because it doesn't sound, AI kind of sounds like AI. I
Yeah.
like to call it Chat GPT Chet. Chet don't sound like a real person sometimes, like
It's funny.
It sounds like a robot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got to tweak it a
yeah,
little bit. Yeah, you got to put the human flavor to it, right? Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
agree.
Have you
Uh,
guys seen that South Park episode on Chat GPT?
No.
Oh my God, y'all watch that. It's a good encapsulation of like the how AI and like and normal folk, are in our daily life. They basically some, they kind of use it to interact with each other,
yeah,
and they're like there's an aspect of the story where they're hunting for like those people who are using it to
yeah,
sniff them, like who is who's been fronting using AI. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
No, that's a good point. And so for you, Chris, so a lot of the new DJs today are using Serato and platforms or things that do the mixing for them. So do you run into a population of DJs who do not know how to mix wax at all,
Oh
or
yeah.
not use a beat counter at all? And what
Oh
are your
yeah.
thoughts about that? Is that good or whatever? It's all love.
I think I think you just gotta roll with it, Like but I think on the flip side, there's also been a resurgence of vinyl DJs too, where vinyl has
Oh,
become cool,
yeah,
So you have a lot of like
Mm-hmm.
a lot they're going after that hi-fi listening bar experience that's in Japan, right?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Where so you have like I definitely think there's like a boom again, like with vinyl DJs. Are all of them mixing and beat matching? No, but I feel like there's like a range in DJing. Like you have party rockers, you have
yeah.
turntables, but then you also have people who are selectors, right? And so I feel like that kind of is kind of what's going on. There's a little bit of both. It's an interesting time.
Yeah. When you say selector, what does that mean? They're not mixing the track and they're just blending?
They're just moving the crossfader back and forth, you know.
Ah,
But
Ah,
that's not a continuous flow, like where you're layering a track on top of another track, right?
they're
you're mixing the music, right?
Yeah. Like so for
Uh,
me,
yeah.
I beat match or I'll drop on the one or I'll drop, figure out a way to,
yeah,
there's ways to do it if you don't have an intro or you want a specific type of song. But I think the crazy thing now is like Serato has something called stems where you can basically it parses out like the bass, the drums, the vocals.
Really?
Yeah, so it's like tracked. So you can
mm,
like on a track, like so I can basically get an instant instrumental on any track if I just push the button that will fade out the lyric or the
man,
vocals.
that's wow. See, that stuff, that's good stuff.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
no, it like so people are really getting super creative with it, right?
yeah,
So I mean that part I think is super cool. That's where, and I don't really have any hate for there you have some like older DJs who are like, oh, you're not a real DJ, you're just hitting the sync button, you're not beat matching. And I'm just like, you know what, a good DJ is still gonna shine no
yeah,
matter, you know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Ability to put like that music together. That's a skill.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and you can tell. I mean, I think
Song
what
choice.
you can tell when a DJ knows music and when a DJ is just playing like
Uh,
Spotify's top 10. Like I think you can tell that, you know.
Odie.
Um, but I think to the AI part, I've actually done a couple mixes where I threw my mix to an AI mastering site to get it mastered.
Oh, it worked out great, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Mastering in what way? Like,
Like equalizing, like just making it sound better,
yeah.
And so
really?
what you can do, and it's generative in some ways where you can dump in or upload tracks that you like the way it sounds, but it learns the sound that you like, and then
Mm-hmm.
it'll if you subscribe, it'll master a track for you or a mix for you. So
Wow.
like I've done it like 2 times now. Um,
Damn.
yeah, because I don't know how to do that. So I was like, well, let's see what's out there.
Nice.
But to your point, Dan, like about the generative AI, like I feel like ChatGPT has become like my personal assistant.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Like
yeah.
And it's neat what you can like. It's getting better and better as it goes. So it's like sometimes, like even with writing, I'll say like I'll read somebody who's writing that I really like, and I'll say edit this using this author as an inspiration or as writing
Oh man.
inspiration.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
then
yeah.
it kind of it gives a different flip to it, and you still have to go through and edit it. Otherwise, you do sound like a robot, you know.
Mhm. Do you
But
say please?
huh?
Do you say
I
please?
do. I say I talk nicely.
I think there's some subconscious fear, like we know it's gonna come for us.
Attack of the Robots.
Remember, I was the nice one. I said please.
I said
That's funny.
please. I said could you please?
Yeah, yeah. I would tip you if I could.
Hey Siri.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh damn, she just responded to me on my phone. Crazy, my bad.
But yeah, like it is like it is an assistant in that regard, which I think is pretty dope in helping us out. Like, I mean, you know, I think people have used it to like make um, vacation itineraries,
Yeah.
Yeah,
stuff
workout
like that,
plans. Yeah, meal
workout
plans.
plans. You know, like if I
Tables.
want to do all sorts of stuff, right? Like, yeah, you
Tables.
know.
Like I've asked it to pull data from different sources and
Yeah,
put it in a table, and it's created a table for
yeah.
me.
Talking points. I've used it to produce talking points.
I also started picking its brain
Chris?
like, hey, Chat GPT, if you were a poem, what poem would you be and why? And I'm just like starting to like, all right, it's pretty funny, man. Like, you know, the sentient like entity or whatever you want to call it. Because it pulls up and it tries to like give you something of substance, I guess, based on like your prompt. I suggest you try it. It's funny. Like it's a whole different interaction with like with tech, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Nice.
if you were a Wu-Tang track, but converted into a slow jam, like,
Waking up next to you. I
yeah, that's right.
love it. Holy cow. Well, good man. Well, hey, we're at the top of the hour, and I always, I always got some silly questions I need to ask you guys before we close this thing out. But that was fun, man. We got to do it more often. The Christmas gear didn't
For
work
sure, for
out,
sure.
man. So we'll try it on the next next.
Yeah, that's my bad. I
Foolish.
dropped the ball on that one.
All right, I'm gonna give the first question to Chris. Actually, you know what, Dan? Let me give it to Dan. Dan always asks.
All right, all right.
All right, Dan. Is it okay to save a parking spot by standing in it?
Oh, I guess so. My quick answer is yes. If you got someone down to sacrifice to take on the heat,
That's
because
right.
that person's gonna be there and be like,
Right.
you know, that so you gotta if your partner is down to do that, you know, for you to come around and get the spot, then you know it's you have the advantage because sometimes you know some of us are driving solo and that's just the
Yeah.
game, you
That's
know.
right.
Yeah, yeah,
All right, you never know what you never know what you're gonna encounter, right? As you wait
yeah,
for
yeah, yeah,
it's like the slowest turn ever. So
yeah. And it's crazy right now too because I said in context
no.
because with the holiday season, like it is vicious out
Oh,
there. Go to Costco right now, man, and try pulling
No.
that. You're gonna get some looks.
you can get run
Yeah.
over, maybe.
Yeah, you might have to move out of the way.
Yeah, yeah. Especially if you have to choose to be the driver or the person standing in the spot.
Yeah,
That'll
yeah,
make it
that's where
right.
you do the kai by boat, man. Like,
Yeah. Chris, what about you? Would you be that person in the parking spot?
Huh?
Would you be that person in the parking spot? Or is that not fair?
I think it depends on the circumstance of like what like how like what like I think it depends on what like how badly do we need to be there? Am I down? Yeah, I'm down. Like I don't care. Like what's some stranger gonna do? Get mad at me? I'm never gonna see that person again. Okay. You know
Run
what I
you
mean?
over. The vibe. It depends on the vibe. I think you're right.
How about how run you over?
They lose then, right? They lose.
They lose.
I
You know what makes me super crazy though? In a crowded ass parking lot, like this just makes me to no end. When you're in a parking lot, all the spaces are taken, and there's a motorcycle in a full size parking space. That shit makes me mental.
Yeah, not as bad as fuckers that can't park though. Right? They're like too close to the bound, close to the
oh
edge,
yeah, yeah,
or
yeah.
they cross. They got a
And then
Toyota
they
Camry and they
domino
double
effect the
park.
entire row. It's like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Now everybody's messed up.
Everybody's fucking off, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, double parked in a fucking Honda
I
Pilot.
do it though. I jump
Something.
out. I would stand in the parking space.
I do think there's some rules here, just some qualifiers. So you can't be standing there and like someone on the phone is like, okay, you'll be here in 15 minutes. I got it.
No,
Like, nah, you can't be doing that. Then.
No,
Like,
no, you
I've been
can't.
over 5
disqualified.
minutes.
They gotta
Yeah,
be
yeah.
in. They gotta be in your visual radar. You have to be able to.
Yeah, you should have been in that ride with that person. Like you're not.
Yeah.
I agree. That's a good rule. That's good. Hey,
I
the
like
second
that.
question I
I
had was I guess I won't ask Chris, but the one I had in prep for this interview was favorite Christmas. I'm not gonna.
like that.
Well, maybe I will. What if you had a favorite Christmas song? What
You
would it
have
be?
to pick one.
And you have to pick.
The Grinch.
Oh, Grinch.
Jeez.
That's it. What's number two? A happy one.
Why are you so shocked? Like both of you are like, wow.
That's not your personality. That's not your personality. I was surprised.
I know. Now, this is like my alter ego. Let me think. Let's go down first.
All
Let
right,
me think
Dan.
about what my
Favorite
happy one
Christmas.
is.
All right. I don't know why, but I just get happy when I hear the Chipmunk song you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Just like, man, like cartoons and like, the nostalgia. I see Dave like in the corner, kind of like wearing a
Okay.
Christmas hat.
Ah,
the dad's name. Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, man.
That's
I mean,
pretty good.
you can't mess with the Chipmunk voice.
Oh,
I think just there's that, and I think just a recommendation I throw out there is Americo Gazaway's Christmas albums. He's got these dope like Christmas beats. So
who's that?
Americo Gazaway. I'll shoot you guys the link. I was just
Yeah.
playing it this morning.
Nice.
He
I
did.
don't think I've
He's
heard
got
of it.
two. He's got two albums. Amerigo Gazaway. He did one last year, and he's got
Okay.
vocals on it with his MC.
Yeah.
He collabs with. And
MC.
the one
He's a producer.
He's a producer.
Wow, that's cool.
So his work in general is dope.
Yeah.
Some good vibe music, and then see the vibes, right? And then he had a Christmas album from like 2018 that I thought was pretty dope too.
Wait, I want to know what I thought it was Silver Bells because my grandpa that was my favorite. My grandpa's favorite.
There it is.
There you go.
We got her.
That's right. That's gonna change you. I want you to listen to Silver Bells after this interview.
It's gonna change me. My dark little heart. Just kidding.
If
No,
they're-
but- wait, I want to know
Your
what.
heart will grow 3 times.
That shirt color is gonna turn. It's gonna turn gray.
We're so stupid. Wait, I want to know what music you listen to for work. That was one of the things.
Oh,
Or
I gotta go.
work mode.
I listen
mode,
to
yeah.
New Jobless. I need an instrumental because then lyrics will
Yeah.
get me to stop working. Yeah. I'll start
Yeah.
rapping the song too. It's got New Jobless. I really like.
Yeah.
I'm a little deaf too, and so I'll play the music really loud. And I got people like, "Damn, you listen to music loud." It's so loud.
I love the work beats is like something I pursue. So I definitely is it El Michel's Affair?
Yeah.
That stuff's always dope.
I love that.
Funk bands and whatnot. I got a whole playlist. So Olympians, Kruwang Bin, these another one.
Oh yeah, they're good.
If you can catch them live, that was probably one of the best shows I saw this summer.
Oh,
my barber said
man.
the same thing. Yeah. But yeah, I'm with Roy. It's got to be instrumental. You know what I mean? Because otherwise I'm gonna get like lost.
Me too. I think like I do a lot of Krungbin. I'm looking at there's another. If you like Krungbin, there's
that's a good one. I forgot about that.
There's another group called Hermanos Gutierrez, and they're more of like a guitar. It's just it's not as much sound. So I like them a lot actually. Hermanos Gutierrez, I really love. I'm trying to look at who else. Yeah, just kind of real chill. All those stuff. Lettuce, if you guys have.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I love Lettuce.
Who's that?
Lettuce is gonna be in Oakland, Dan. I don't know if I got tickets in January. They're running. Lettuce is gonna play all of the instrumentals, and Jizza's gonna do Liquid Swords in its entirety.
Ooh.
Shoot. Okay.
Yeah, I got tickets for that in LA, but I saw they're playing Oakland.
Oh man, I gotta hit that up.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the band called? Lettuce?
Yeah, it's like a funk band.
Modern funk.
Yeah. I gotta check it out.
But if you like a Bacal, do you like Bacal Rhythm and Steel? I like them too.
I haven't checked that out yet.
Yeah. Bacao
Nice.
Rhythm Steel is another strong one that I like.
Nice.
Yeah, another
How do you
Christmas
spell
album.
that?
Oh yeah.
Bacao, Bacao Rhythm and Steel, and they're fun. They're off of Big Brown.
I got a Christmas album for you. You got to listen to the Jackson 5 Christmas album.
Okay,
Have you
okay, I
heard
like
it?
that.
That makes the heart grow 4 times.
Okay.
Just 4. Okay.
Nice.
That's a good album. Okay, here's my final question for y'all. I'm gonna have Chris answer first. Worst Christmas gift ever that you received?
First, huh?
Yeah.
Worst Christmas gift ever. I don't.
Oh, worst. Okay.
You got bad gifts?
I sound so ungrateful when I say this, right? But you
I'm at
already
the edge
lost.
of my seat.
I feel like
Because
that was a
you
lot.
feel bad because it's the person that gave it to you. Means a lot to
No,
you.
I feel bad.
They're on this pod.
I feel bad what I'm about to say. But I sound like such an asshole right now. But it's like people and I'm not one who needs a Christmas gift. Like I don't need gifts.
Yeah.
Like
No,
just say hello, say what's up, send me a text.
that's cool.
Like that means a lot to me, right?
I'm with you.
But it's like when people give junk.
Mm.
Like
Yeah.
like Bath and Body Works lotion. Right? Like both of you are
I'm like,
well,
I
is
wouldn't
it?
mind smell good lotion.
Yeah. You just
No,
don't
but,
like you don't like the fragrance, or you just don't
yeah,
like.
because I'm like, God, this is like I feel like this whole podcast is telling a lot about me. But like I'm picky about fragrance. So yeah, just these big packages of like Bath and Body Works kind of stuff. Like
You don't dig it.
Yeah.
So
no.
you don't feel honored that you were part of the buy 3.
I do.
To buy 3 for $20. Who is that third person?
Yeah. I thought of 3 people when I saw this deal.
Yeah. That doesn't make my heart grow 3 times, you know?
And don't ask me why I know that that they have deals for 3 for 20. I just know. No, I hear you. I hear you. One time I got what I really didn't like was fucking mittens. I got mittens one time.
Dude, who wears mittens?
Oh, fucking mittens, man. Yeah. You can't put your fingers in, just fucking weird.
Yeah,
I got
like
some
oven mitts.
yeah. It's all good. Yeah, I'm with you, Chris, man. Just I'm there, just for the hello or whatever, and just spending time together.
Anytime. Send me a playlist. Like send me music recommendations. Like
yeah.
kind of
Yeah, mittens. I got a scarf one time. I didn't like the scarf.
I got a
Yes,
robe.
it's all seasonal.
I had a scarf.
Yeah, and it's like looks like candy canes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got an Old Navy tent for like $15, and then I got one time socks. They were fucking thick as fuck, and they're wolves. I don't like those.
All right, so my worst has now become like not something highly acceptable in my opinion. So when I was a kid, if you gave me socks and underwear, I'm like, what the heck is this, right?
Yeah.
I want something I want a video game or something. But like in my old age now, I'm like, if I get like underwear or socks, I'm like,
yeah,
it's kind of like,
I'm with you.
Thank you.
The re-up.
Yeah, exactly. Because I don't know about you, Ro or Chris. Like I'm not good at updating that part of like my wardrobe.
Men's basics.
Yeah.
I think girls are probably better.
Yeah, I think we're a little bit better on that, but
generally I would say yes, you guys are. Guys are just like, well, it's got like 2 holes. I mean, it's fine.
The standard is at least 1 year is the minimum. Maybe sometimes longer, right?
Yeah. I'm like, is this elastic still working? I think it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think girls are better.
Yeah,
we'll have to poll everybody next time. Well, good. Hey, thanks again so much, man. Always fun. Man, I just miss talking to you guys, and I can't wait till we do the next one, man. Good.
Oh, this is dope. I love it. I love connecting with y'all.
Yeah. Any final words before we close this thing out?
Happy holidays. Listen to that Chipmunks album or song as much as you can. Silver Bells and
Silver Bells and Jackson
and,
5.
and Jackson 5. That's right.
Ooh.
Grow your heart.
Yeah, grow your heart. Chris, any final words on the opposite end of the spectrum?
Nah, I don't hate Frank. Well, yeah, I have yeah, I have statements. I don't hate Frank Ocean. Like I don't I don't
Yes.
hate Tupac.
We don't
save
hate
it.
Frank, Guru, or Tupac. We're
We'll
just
save it for off camera.
yeah.
I'm just kidding. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I hope to see you guys soon. I'll be out in LA in February. Hope to connect with you, Chris and Dan. Too bad we'll miss each other in December.
Yeah, I would love that.
Of course, man.
Ooh.
Appreciate y'all.